Donald Trump can be in prison before the elections. Donald Trump has been facing 6 cases, 2 civil and 4 criminal, and any of the 4 criminal cases can lead him to jail. It's the first time ever a U.S. president has been criminally charged. So what exactly are all of these cases about? Let's start by laying out the cases Trump is facing, because it can be hard to keep track of everything. Now, 2 of these are federal cases brought by the U.S. Justice Department, called the January 6th case and the classified documents case. The other 2 are brought by individual states, stated as the hush money case in New York and the election interference case in Georgia. Keep in mind, Trump denies all the charges against him. Then there are the 2 civil cases, named the E. Jean Carroll defamation case and the New York fraud case. They've already gone to court, and Trump was found liable in both. He's been ordered to pay financial penalties of more than $500 million. But he's appealing both judgments, so the cases haven't wrapped up yet. Now, a major factor in all of this that makes these cases so important is timing, because the presidential election is on November 5th. Donald Trump versus Joe Biden, the ultimate rematch. The battle is looking really tight. At the moment, the hush money case is the only one with a realistic chance of reaching a verdict before the election. The trial started in April, and it's happening in New York. And this case is quite interesting. This case centers on a $130,000 payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels to keep quiet about an alleged affair with Trump. Trump, of course, denies the affair, but the story threatened to come out in 2016 while he was running for president the first time around. The payment was made by his lawyer at the time, Michael Cohen, and Trump reimbursed him later. But the way Trump reimbursed him and recorded the payments is the issue. New York prosecutors charged him with 34 counts of falsifying business records to conceal criminal conduct that hid damaging information from the voting public during the 2016 presidential election. The maximum penalty for each of those counts is 4 years in prison. So, let's just say Trump is found guilty and does get a jail term. What then? He would probably appeal, and that would drag things out. But let's say if that failed and he is sent to jail before November, he could still become president. But how? Well, there's no prohibition on becoming president, even if you are convicted of a felony. But wait, there's more. Remember the classified documents case? Yes, that one. Trump is also accused of mishandling hundreds of classified government documents after he left office, taking them to his Mar-a-Lago mansion in Florida. Well, those aren't any documents. They contain top-secret information like the military capabilities of foreign countries. Trump faces 40 counts in total in this case. He could face up to 20 years in prison in this case. But the trial's been postponed. There are different reasons for the delay. For instance, any case involving classified documents is going to be complicated, but others suggest there's something else going on. Aileen Cannon, who is the judge in this case, was appointed by Trump when he was president. And some suggest it's possible that she is intentionally delaying because there may be a sense of loyalty involved. The other big federal case is about the 2020 presidential election after Trump lost to Biden and refused to accept the defeat. This is known as the January 6th case. Prosecutors say that Trump essentially staged a campaign to overturn the election results. They've charged him with 4 counts. Those counts are based on accusations like intentionally lying about election fraud, that he pressured Mike Pence, his vice president, to manipulate the certification of results on January 6th, which was happening in Congress, and then motivated his supporters to storm the Capitol building. But the case is on hold for now. Trump's argument is that he should have total legal protection from prosecution because he was president at the time everything happened. The Supreme Court is now deciding on that question, which could take some time. That brings us back to the timing issue and the legal and political implications of all these delays. Because if Trump becomes president again, that could change everything with the federal cases. So that's the January 6th case, the classified documents 1. Trump as president can make them go away. But there's also another potential scenario. If one of those federal cases does end up going to trial before the election, and Trump is found convicted, as president, he could forgive himself. But it's less clear what might happen with the state cases if Trump became president. But we'll come back to that because we've got one more case to tell you about, the Georgia election interference case. This one is also about the previous election and allegations that Trump alongside 18 other people, tried to mess with the results in Georgia. Prosecutors say they refused to accept Trump's defeat and knowingly and willfully joined a conspiracy to unlawfully change the rest of the election in favor of Trump. A recorded phone call is a key piece of evidence where Trump is heard asking a Republican official to find more votes after Biden won with a margin of 11,779 votes. Now, the Georgia case is totally trapped for many reasons. To start with, it's huge in scope, plus there are so many defendants. Fani Willis, the district attorney who's bringing the case, is also surrounded by controversy because the special prosecutor she appointed was someone she was involved with romantically. So, back to the question of what will happen to the state cases if Trump is reelected. So we're talking about this Georgia one and the hush money one. Well, Trump wouldn't have the same power to stop the state cases as he would have to stop the federal cases. But being in the White House would definitely still help him. So what we've got here is this net of legal and political scenarios that could conclude in so many different ways. But winning the election and becoming the president again would probably be Trump's best defense of all. And that'll be for American voters to decide.